This is Mimi of Aunt Mimi's Venom and Honey and Infernal Dreams, and I am with author Corvis Nocturnum. Did I say that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you are an author, and one of your books that is a particular favorite of mine is Allure of the Vampire. Was that your first book?
No, actually, that was book number 5 or 6. I'm up to 14 now that I'm working
Wow.
on, so I have a hard time keeping track of all the titles and when they came out exactly, but that one stands out in particular for me because it was going into, not only detail of the history of vampires, but why we're sexually attracted to them. And the funny backstory to that is I was at Michelle Belanger's house, and we were just kind of relaxing after an event, and we were talking about the idea. And she said, "You should write it." And I'm like, "Why? You're the vampire. You're the expert on this stuff." And she's like, "I'm burnt out. I need a break. And you're really good at doing, research and talking to people and, things like that." So I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot and see what happens." And it's been one of my bestsellers
So
since.
why do you think we find vampires so sexy?
I think in a very base reasoning is not only their aura and the way they look, at least stereotypically for the last 100 years or so. Vampires have evolved from the ugly, decaying Nosferatu to the Lord Byron to, Don Henry look of being suave and powerful. And power is sexy. We can't deny that the power over death itself, to live forever and to be, faster, stronger, smarter, is an appeal. It's the conquering of mortality.
What was your first book?
My first book was Embracing the Darkness, Understanding Dark Subcultures. And that's where I first discovered that there was a real living community of people that, live as vampires and the whole energy work and everything. And the book covers everything from Gothic subculture to BDSM to vampires to Satanists, witches, black and death metal. And it tries to draw not only the parallels of why they're similar, but also why they're not to be confused and stereotyped as one is the other.
And one thing I really like to do is to bust up stereotypes of certain subcultures. And in your little biography at the back of the book, you come out as a Satanist. How did that come to find you?
Actually, a friend of mine was in a magic coven circle, and it was a diverse group of Buddhists, Wiccans, and just everything. And I was just kind of like the gothy person that liked everything of that genre, but I was kind of undecided. And the more I talked about it, and I was like, well, all this is interesting, but none of it's really me, and nothing in particular, until a friend of mine came along who joined, and he's like, well, I think you're a Satanist. And I said, what's that? I had no idea who the Church of Satan was, or Anton LaVey, or anything else, but he let me read the Satanic Bible, and I said, well, this is not really a religion. It's a philosophy of common sense. And it's, be responsible for yourself and, push for greater things, and you're the only one who's accountable for your success or failures. And I said, yeah, that's me.
What was it about the philosophy of Satanism that really spoke to you most strongly?
I think it's the fact that it is practical realism, but it also has the Addams Family trappings that's so cool.
Such as?
The dark clothes, the sigil of Baphomet, the skulls and, the dark red, and, we like all the spooky stuff. When a Satanist has an altar, they're basically using it as psychodrama to get all their emotions out and, just release pent-up feelings.
Right.
Their version of magic is just psychodrama. But the trappings and things that bring those, dark inner feelings out, I liken it to Nietzsche and Carl Jung, the philosopher, who said we all have a dark shadow within us.
Yeah, I did notice a lot of Jung references in Allure of the Vampire. That really, that impressed me.
I think that Nietzsche, Jung, and other people in our past have greatly influenced all the different dark subcultures to a huge degree. And, I think the biggest thing about it is we're no more scary and evil than anybody else. If anything, we're more well-adjusted because we accept that as a part of who we are, whereas the normal people are the ones that go do mass shooting sprees because they repress it more than anybody.
That's a whole nother interview. Do you have any books coming out that we may want to watch out for?
End of November, Haunted Asylums comes out. I explore 56 different haunted asylums and the history and background, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where it was filmed. Danvers State Hospital, where Session 9 was done, is featured in there. There's tons of really amazing color photos that some urban explorers took for me.
Did you ever do Waverly Hills?
Yes, I did. I have yet to go there, but I definitely plan on it. Reverend Tim Shaw is going to take me with him next time he goes.
Oh, good.
And next spring, I have a hardback book coming out through Schiffer Books. Schiffer Publishing is coming out with Zombie Nation. And that's why I got a chance to talk to Chandler Riggs while we were here at Scarefest. So,
Oh, true.
yeah, I'll be including a couple photos of him in the book, too.
Well, thank you for talking to us, and have a good time.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you around. Thanks.